The main event was Jon Jones versus Glover Teixeira, and I mean, Jon Jones. I mean, you look anywhere, you say he just dictated. It's called ringmanship, people. When you dictate the way the fight is being fought, and and that's what Jon Jones did. I mean, it wasn't. He battered him. He battered him for 5 rounds, and it was a unanimous decision. You can sum this up anyway. It seemed like the Baltimore fans really liked Jon Jones, and he said he was excited about to have some fans on his side and stuff like that. You got to start looking at Jon Jones and says, you know what? He fights all these people and he wins. Some he knocks out, some he submits, some he wins. Yeah. He's just, and that's the bottom line. You can like him or dislike him. The guy's a good fighter. He's a really good fucking fighter, and and Glover Teixeira said it better. He's like, wow, the guy's just too strong, too fast. He didn't have an answer for him, and he said they came in and he did his game plan, but it just did not. It fell short. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to see how you respond. What do you think of one fighter trying to maybe intentionally hurt another fighter in the ring? Do you think there's a place for that in MMA? And I'm not talking about via submission or punches. I'm talking about deliberately pulling off a move, whether it's that side kick to the knee, which I've always complained about. And to me, either you're with it or you're against it. I'm just against it. I don't think there's a place for it. I don't see the intention. To me, the only intention of that kick is to try to hyperextend the guy's knee. You can't convince me otherwise. That's just what I see. So,
I mean, I think that's fucking uncool, man.
Well, the reason I bring it up is because I frequently don't have the time to watch the after event media scrum that they have, and I watched this one. And Jon Jones, early in the first round, when he did that weird thing, when I think he had an overhook to Glover's underhook, and he cranked his arm, and he cranked his arm again. It looked really weird. Glover was on the left-hand side of the screen. Jon Jones was on the right. Glover's right arm was tied under Jon Jones's left. And Jon Jones cranked up and cranked up again. Now, in the media scrum, he said that's a move he learned in wrestling but couldn't use in wrestling because it was dirty. But all things in the Octagon were legal. He said he felt and heard Glover's elbow pop twice, and he's like, I thought good. That's a direct quote. He felt excited about being able to use that move and inflict damage on him. And to me, that's a lot different than throwing a punch or a kick or getting somebody in a submission and they decide not to tap and you end up breaking their arm. To me, there's a place for that. If you don't want to tap when a guy's cranking on your arm and he snaps it, that's your own fault. But to use a move that's dirty in one realm of MMA and say, oh good, I felt his elbow pop twice. I was just like, I hope that's not what he really meant. I hope maybe in the heat of the moment after the fight, that's not what he truly meant when he said that.
I think, I don't want to see anybody get hurt, dirty fighting and stuff like this. To me, that's not Jon Jones' fault. It's not. It's the UFC to figure out what they're going to use.
I'm not saying it's anybody's fault, but I'm just saying if that's the type of fighter you're going to be, then don't be upset when you get booed. Don't then come to the same media scrum and go, it was great to have my fans cheer for me. Well, you backpedaled the last 45 seconds of the fight. I get that. Before the fight's over, you throw your hands up and you celebrate. I'm like, you're doing kind of douchey things. And I used to defend him. I used to defend Jon Jones. And you know what? I'm not arguing with the level of fighter he is, because let's face it, he just surpassed Chuck Liddell for most wins at the 205.
Right.
He's probably going to surpass the most title defenses at 205 as well.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, it's, because he's probably going to have I don't know who he's slated to fight next. I mean, my thing is with stuff like that, this is the thing. Like, there's so many moves that are just, you can do a neck crank and fuck somebody up. You can fucking a submission, an arm bar. You could do anything. I mean, you can check a kick. I mean, we saw what happened to Anderson. So it's obviously you're not intentionally trying to do it. Obviously, when he was cranking back and doing it, he knows that, okay, this is a legal move. And if you're fighting somebody and you think, okay, you do something that's completely legal, it's legal. You're not being stopped for it. Now, if the UFC reviews that and says, okay, and thinks maybe this is something we shouldn't have, I think that's part of MMA. I mean, I hate to say it that way. Not that I condone it all the time, but it's part. People are going to be like, yeah, I have an advantage. I have a move that can dislocate somebody or do something. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do in the octagon to fuck your opponent up. We all know that. You can if you hit them square across their fucking face and knock them out, you're going to be good. You fucking hurt them. If you do anything, I mean, so that's part of the sport. And if they have not said anything or put any type of limitations or restrictions on what he's doing, then he's going to say good. And most fighters, I would have to believe, are going to follow suit and probably say good, because they feel like, now I've hurt this person, whether they've hit me, I've heard them hitting them, or I've heard them dislocating something on their body. I've heard them, and now they're going to be short on the game. That's how I feel. I think most fighters will feel.
And like I said, I can see it both ways, but to put it the way he did, to go, hey, this is a move that's dirty, and you'd be viewed as a dirty wrestler, and I'm like, well,
right.
Just because it's legal here, you're still kind of, it's kind of douchey. Now, with all that said, you're high on Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier is scheduled to fight Dan Henderson. More than likely, he should win that fight. After watching Jon Jones put on a show that he did and totally and completely dominate a shorter fighter, built more like Daniel Cormier than anyone else he's fought, how do you see Daniel Cormier faring any different at all than Glover?
I think Daniel Cormier, first of all, I think he has, to me personally, I mean, Glover has good hands, but there's a difference in having a strong punch. Like, for example, Dan Henderson has a strong punch. It's great. He loads up with that fucking right and hits you with it. That's great. He's not a boxer. It's a difference. Like, he doesn't have good hands. Like Cain Velasquez does, like Daniel Cormier they have good hands. They have good head movement.
For Daniel Cormier to take advantage of those hands, he's going to have to get inside. And you saw what happened to Glover. Every time he came inside, he was eating elbows. I mean, he was just getting outstruck even on the inside.
I think one, you're going to deal with a man first of all, you're going to deal with a man that has fought men that are 250 pounds and manhandled them. Even though he's down to 205, he is a much more aggressive fighter than Glover. I think he'll come in the inside. I think he'll try to take him to the ground even. He's a fucking Olympic wrestler. I mean, Jon Jones is a great wrestler, and I know he's wiry and strong as shit, but this is a man I think that's not going to be as scared to take him down. I think he wants to get on the inside of him. He's fought guys that are, taller than Jon Jones and have, even though Jon Jones has a really long wingspan at 84 inches, his reach, there's other fighters that Cormier has fought that have had that just because they're so tall, 6'4", 6'5". So I don't know, George. I think he's going to be aggressive. Like I think Daniel Cormier has such good hands, man. And I'm telling you, people don't. When you're that good of a dynamic of a wrestler and your hands are that fucking good, we see that Cormier has not lost in the UFC. We see his training partner is the UFC heavyweight champ. This guy was undefeated as a heavyweight, undefeated in Strikeforce. And you look at the people that he's gone through, it's fucking impressive. This is what you have to look at. Do you think Jon Jones could beat all those people that Cormier has beat to this point?
I'd have to look.
Yeah, I mean
seriously, I'd have to look, because I mean, going before watching this fight, I mean, like you said, it's ringmanship, and when Jon Jones can dictate how the fight's going to go, I mean, I hope it's a fight we get to see. Because let me tell you right now, Daniel Cormier has got the world riding on his next fight, because even Dan Henderson, 86-year-old walker and fucking rascal scooter, getting to the ring and all, he could possibly. Right. I don't think there's a guy that Dan Henderson can't knock out.
Yeah.
He just hits. Hits that damn hard, and I mean, look, I don't know if Daniel Cormier's ever been hit that hard in his entire life. And I'm not saying Dan Henderson has a shot, but if he's in the ring, he's at least got a chance. So,
right.
But DC should win that fight. He should win that fight going away. Gustafsson, more than likely, is going to fight Jon Jones next. So, I mean, that even puts DC probably one more fight away if he wants to get paid, or he beats Dan Henderson and sits back and waits.
Right. I mean, I look at some of these guys like, honestly, Jon Jones, like Roy Nelson. I think that guy could give Jon Jones problems. Frank Mir, Josh Barnett, Antonio Bigfoot Silva. He knocked him out, remember?
Yeah, Jon Jones would dance circles around that giant caveman.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think Bigfoot would ever get near Jon Jones. I just don't. I think he would chop that giant. I mean, and let's face it, that dude has a disadvantage because his head is 3 times the size of a normal human being.
But this is the thing. It's this is a guy that Jon Jones is all of a sudden this is a guy that's fought and handled. He's manhandled a lot of these guys in wrestling. Yeah. Big motherfuckers. Like, I mean, you're talking guys that are 250, and he's knocked a couple of them out. So, I mean,
it'll be a good fight, like I said, and I hope we get to see it.
Mm-hmm. I like to see it. I mean, honestly, I think Alexander Gustafsson, I think that's going to pose a huge threat. People want to see that rematch, and you know what? I think Gustafsson's going to come in that fight with a huge amount of confidence.
Oh, yeah.